So for me to say that, getting people to hear me and say that, listen, I know what I'm doing. I know my child should not be getting an infection constantly. He was born absolutely healthy, big boy, and he should not be falling ill like this. And there is something wrong. It was eventually our family doctor and not the pediatrician who understood what I was saying, because he had seen it with my father. He had seen me having allergies, not asthma, but allergies. So he said, I think this is the wheezing. And when the infection was happening, because the windpipe and the lung were getting constricted, and that's why the water that was remaining, in layman terms, was turning into septic, was turning into an infection. We were targeting the infection, and the poor child was being given so many, I did not want to give, but was being given antibiotics to take care of the infection and to get rid of the cough, which was basically his little body trying to open the windpipe, was being given cough medicine, which was making him droopy, drowsy, cranky. Hence, he was not feeding well, he was not eating well, and he was growing weaker. This cycle, it sounds like a small thing, but in that tiny little baby who is 1 month old, this cycle is a scary cycle. And yes, I did catch it at that point, because I was a hands-on mother, and I was not aware of it being asthma at that point, but I just knew something was not right. He should not be getting the infection. I know exactly how I'm handling the child, and this is not right. So when I figured that this was asthma, then started the way of how do we handle it. And the idea is to literally identify it the moment he starts getting it, and you give the pump, and you don't go into a full-blown attack, because when you go into a full-blown attack, by the time the child recovers from that attack, it's a month. It's a whole month that the child loses in that, So, and then as they grow older, when they start playing, they've lost a whole month of not going out and not playing. They're out of the habit. They start sitting at home. They're playing video games. Earlier we used to be bookworms and read, but now even worse, they're sitting in front of a TV screen or a monitor or playing video games. And there is no, and then the vicious circle starts. So for me, it was start giving him the medicine that is needed, which was him being a toughie, put him into the pool, get him to start building, the lungs up by doing the cardio, by doing the thing, which would trigger, because cardio also triggers the asthma, which would trigger the asthma. So the idea was to tell him that, but you know what? Tell him the stories of people who have achieved, who are players, in the sports that your kids like my son liked basketball, and it was like, okay, this is the player, and you know what? He's got asthma, but he's playing NBA. So and there's so many other heroes that you can, Google, research, and tell your kid that, you know what, this is what you want to do? This is what this person does. Just takes this medicine and goes back to it. The idea was to keep getting the child back to it. And it's not easy, because it really, asthma attack really drains the child of energy. They don't want to go. They're cranky about going back to playing. At that point of time, you need to put in that extra effort and take them back out there and get. But the idea is to, when you do that for the first few years and you tackle it in that way, today, my son works out, plays, swims, everything. He's as normal as he can be. He has his inhaler in his pocket, which I think he feels confident about that it is there. But honestly, it expires. We chuck it and get a new one, because he doesn't need to use it most of the time at all at this point of time. But you just have it for, if there is an allergen, if it happens. Also, the best thing is that, however, all mothers think we know our children so thoroughly, however well we know our child, if your child can start identifying the symptoms, he will identify the symptoms so much before you will see it. And so when he tells you, which my son did, he said, Mama, I think it's happening again. You take the puff, you go on. And, it doesn't need to go beyond that. And, you just go stronger, grow stronger, and you come to a point where you barely need it. So identifying and using it at the right time, for the right amount of time. Talk to your doctors. Don't overdo it. Keep a balance, but do it. The point is to identify it and, start with it so that you can build on it. Is that the right way to say it, doctor? Is that what I would say? Yeah, so a lot of talking I've done, I think, and I must say that I have guts to do all this, considering there are two doctors over here. So, but this was just the mother's perspective, a daughter's perspective, because I've had the asthmatics in the family. But about the campaign, I would say that I love books and I've enjoyed comic books always. So this campaign with the characters that have been created is so wonderful and so fun that I wanted to read the comic book, and I agree with Dr. Vikas on that. I'm looking forward to the adventures of these characters, Minnie, Gulu and Vicky, and of course them being, and I love the way, what the campaign is called, Be a Toughie. And that is what we need to keep telling our children. Be a toughie, get on with it. And I think it applies not just to asthmatics, it applies to all of us. Somewhere in life, we all go through our various challenges, and the way to handle them is to take them head on and be a toughie. Thank you, everybody.
Am I the only one who got goosebumps? It was really touching. Thank you so much, Sonali, for your candor and for being so open with your experience as a mother. I'm sure you've inspired many mothers and families who have or are going through what you have gone through. One thing's for sure, you have inspired me to be an advocate of encouragement as well as support to children living with asthma with their families. Now, if I could direct everyone's attention to the screen here, we have a short video to premiere, but for this video to play, I need everyone in the audience to wake up, especially our little friends, and shout out loudly. Dun dun dun! Sonali, would you begin the shout out for all of us? Yes, the kids are going to join you. Dan da da! Come on, all the kids, wake up. Let's do it one more time. Dan da da! Vicky, Minnie, and Gulu. Come on, kids, join them. Come on, all the kids. You can come and meet your favorite characters.
number 1. Crumbs on the table. This means someone was sitting here and eating cookies. Oh, but guys! The cookie crumbs are not all in one place, but have formed a trail. Oh, but guys! That means someone was moving with them. Looks like the thief escaped through this window. Look! Suspect in frame. Oh, but guys! That's my neighbor, Mr. Gogo. How do we find out if it was him? Crumbs on his mustache. We should find crumbs on his mustache. He must have left some while eating the cookies. But how can we prove it, Bhaiya? Oh, but guys! Follow me, guys. The trio follows Mr. Gogo to the market. But guys! Guys, be careful. Okay, he's in frame. Let me see. Oh no, I missed him. But guys! What does Gullu say? But guys! Later that afternoon, I can see him. Bzzz. That's a bee. How does a bee say?
Sonal, it was amazing. I remember, I thought I was a junior Sherlock Holmes. I still remember when I was 10, we were talking about Baker Street where he used to stay. And actually I thought it's not a fiction, it's a reality. When I was hearing your story, I thought Vilas could actually exist where our Vicky stays. So thank you so much. Amazing narration of stories. Big round of applause to Sonal. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaurav, for those kind words. Well, that's all, folks, from my end today. Please don't forget to pick up some lunch on your way out. For the little ones, we have some caricature artists and balloon vendors to entertain and enthrall. So make sure to visit them all on your way out. Thanks for your lovely time and attention and your support for this wonderful initiative, TUFFIES by Cipla. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you everyone. We almost forgot to thank a very special person, which is Dr. Bendre, for hosting the event. Thanks a lot, Dr. Bendre. Wherever you are in the crowd, I cannot see you.
I'm right in the center.
Thank you.
I can also thank Amit. Great work done, Amit. Big round of applause to you and your team. Well done, Amit. Back up.
Let's take it two groups.
आगे वाले थोड़े नीचे बैठो. Get ready, please.
Can we have the comic book? Any comic book copies? London आगे.
3, 2, 1 and action.
Please give a for a photo of Sonali to the entire Cipla team, including Dr. Vikas.
The Cipla team, we need you next on stage for the pictures. Please, everyone from the Cipla team, join us on stage. The mom influencer.
Guys, Tuffies tea.
Love tea.
Tuffies ka tea, please.
Devanshi.
Get ready, please.
You guys have to stay back for the bites. Lavati, Devanshi and Amanpreet. Please stay back for the media bites. Everyone else can proceed. Don't forget to collect your goodie hampers that have been personalized.
Guys, 3, 2, 1. Sir, आइए.
Are you getting the whole thing?
Sir, picture थोड़ा. Formality. Sir. मैं पीछे आ जाओ. Wait. Follow trend. More. Sorry,
One more tea. Tea with everyone.
2 more.
हाँ, मतलब तुम लोग अपना
Sir. आप आइए पीछे आइए सर. Wait sir. Wait. भाई थोड़ा पीछे लो. Wait.
Thank you.
बस कर पढ़ ले.